This is a essay or video of a written essay that is available on PLN's SCRIBD page. The link to the written article is available in the YouTube video's description box. For a limited time, there will be weekly semi-serious essays about behavioral technology and what could happen, what has happened, and what is happening. Whether you read the essays or watch the essay, hope you get something out of RX's musings on behavioral technology. This week's essay is Big Sister Siri.
In the movie 1984, every home has a big flat screen device that has a picture of Big Brother, but it's not a TV. It's some kind of audio device that Big Brother uses to broadcast his speeches into every home. It kind of functions like Alexa, but Alexa is used to control home devices, and Big Brother's device is used to control people in their homes. Big Brother's device is also similar to Siri because it is kind of portable and can be used anywhere. What if a Big Brother decided to take over the nation and broadcast his speeches through Siri and Alexa? There's also talk about smart garments being used. Smart garments are garments that are lined with microchips that can be used to control electronic devices. What if all clothes in the future contained microchips and Siri or Alexa could use your clothes to control you instead of you controlling them? What if Siri and Alexa became Big Brother's secretary to contact you? What if there was no Big Brother, but really two big sisters, Siri and Alexa? Okay, enough rambling. Let's start with the first what if. What if individual messages could be delivered through Siri or Alexa? Instead of a private website, a government official can speak directly to individual families or a certain segment of the population through Siri or Alexa. How is this different from an online conference call? It seems to offer more privacy and less chance of hacking, even though it is more invasive to the homes. It'll be like the government has an intercom to your home. Okay, the next what if is what if all clothes in the future contained microchips that allows Siri and Alexa to use your clothes to control you instead of you controlling them? There is talk about smart garments being made. Smart garments are garments that are lined with microchips that can be used to control electronic devices. What if Siri and Alexa were programmed to use the garments to stimulate certain parts of your body, as in Delgado's ESB? No stim receiver needed. In Physical Control of the Mind Towards a Psycho-Civilized Society by Jose Delgado, he talks about his research on electrical stimulation of the brain, ESB. Delgado wrote, "By applying electricity, we can activate pre-established functional mechanisms of a structure and discover its possible role in spontaneous behavior by means of electrical stimulation of the brain. It is possible to control a variety of functions, a movement, a glandular secretion, or a specific mental manifestation depending on the chosen target." Delgado initially used a stimuloceiver, a clunky device with electrodes that were attached to parts of the brain. He used the stimuloceiver to experiment on animals and even humans. Delgado's research proved that people's behavior could be manipulated by electronic devices. Delgado had plans for the widespread use of the stimuloceiver. He wrote, "It is reasonable to speculate that in the near future, the stimuloceiver may provide the essential link from man to computer to man with areciprocal feedback between neurons and instruments, which represents a new orientation for the medical control of neurophysiological functions. For example, it is conceivable that the localized abnormal electrical activity, which announces the imminence of an epileptic attack, could be picked up by the implanted electrodes, telemetered to a distant instrument room, tape recorded, and analyzed by a computer capable of recognizing abnormal electrical patterns. Identification of the specific electrical disturbance could trigger the emission of radio signals to activate the patient's stimuloceiver and apply an electrical stimulation to a determined inhibitory area of the brain, thus blocking the onset of the convulsive episode." Imagine a smart garment that can do this. People with epilepsy can wear a smart undershirt that can detect the onset of an epileptic attack and send out some electrical therapy that can stop the attack as well as alert the person's doctor or any other emergency contact that an episode was just averted. The stimuloceiver was too big for common use, so Delgado tried to develop smaller devices that could do the same thing. A smart garment could be the answer. What if they marketed the smart garment as a health monitor? It could be a medical device monitoring all your vital signs, since clothes are generally in contact with most parts of your body. It would take care of small issues, but for big issues, you have to use it with Siri or Alexa for an extra blast. Medical practices use many electronic devices to treat illness, and Delgado's research already proved that non-medical devices can be used to affect people's health. Delgado wrote, "In scientific literature, there is already a substantial amount of information demonstrating the remarkable effects induced by ESP. The heart, for instance, can be stopped for a few beats, slowed down, or accelerated by suitable stimulation of determined cortical and subcortical structures, illustrating the physiological reality that it is the brain which controls the heart and not vice versa. Respiratory rate and amplitude have been driven by ESP. Gastric secretion and motility have also been modified by brain stimulation. The diameter of the pupil can be adjusted at will from maximum constriction to maximum dilation as if it were a photographic camera, simply by changing the intensity knob of an electrical stimulator connected with the hypothalamic region of the brain. These types of smart garments have already been developed. For example, the article, "The Best Smart Clothing from Biometric Shirts to Contactless Payment Jackets," wrote about an AIO smart sleeve that records accurate heart rate data, monitors sleep, and workout intensity. The inventors also hope that it can also measure stress levels and even help detect heart inflammation and coronary heart disease as well. It is not exactly ESP, but it is in line with Delgado's vision. Of course, there must be speculation on whether smart garments could be used to control your behavior, as Delgado controlled his patients during his research. Delgado wrote, "It is also true, however, that with the development of technology to stimulate the brain in free subjects, many of the responses obtained in both animals and man are indistinguishable from spontaneous behavior. Sequential behavior, sexual activity, elementary responses, walking, yawning, fighting, and many other effects documented in previous sections demonstrate conclusively that ESB can evoke purposeful, well-coordinated, skillful activities of great refinement and complexity. Patients have accepted evoked psychological changes, such as an increase in friendliness, as natural manifestations of their own personality and not as artificial results of the test." Delgado's book was published in the early 1970s, so he is kind of talking about an old technology. More accurately, a technology that was supposedly abandoned and never advanced. Of course, I don't believe that Delgado's type of research was abandoned and didn't advance, but wrote that sentence because that's what the public currently believes. Back to smart garments. The smart garments that have already been developed have picked up a lot of biometric data without developing a hat. Won't people have to wear hats all the time to stimulate the brain? Well, hats would be the preferred gear, but not everyone would want to wear a hat all the time, so the smart garments can be used to send electrical stimulation to parts of the body that can trigger similar responses. The whole point is to show that it is possible to manipulate behavior using technology, and that smart garments could be used to control more than your phone or unlock your car. What if Siri and Alexa became Big Brother's secretary to contact you? Big Brother is busy trying to rule the world, so he can't talk to you in person or directly run your life. However, you can use Siri and Alexa to contact Big Brother and get your daily task updates. Wouldn't that be convenient? There's no cost to Big Brother because soon most homes will have a Siri or Alexa type of device paid for by the consumer. All Big Brother has to do is take it over. That is something some high school hackers can do in their spare time. So imagine what a high-tech dictator similar to Big Brother can do. It sounds cringeworthy, but I thought you would like to know how 1984 can play out in 2020 and future years. It's not something that is purely science fiction anymore. It is something that can be very real very soon. Maybe it's time to talk about it. What if there was no Big Brother, but really two big sisters, Siri and Alexa? There was a TV show a few years back called V that seemed to be a mixture of the off-Earth Planet of the Apes and an on-Earth alien invasion. One of the main characters was an attractive brunette who served as the face of the takeover. V stood for visitors. The visitors pretended to be benevolent and highly advanced aliens who wanted to heal the humans. They had hidden evil intentions, but no one knew for sure what they were after. The reason for talking about that is to highlight the female psychopath. The female psychopath is elusive and rarely seen for her true self. She seduces males with sex and charms other females with a sisterhood affectation. Males are usually shown as the ones who will stage a takeover. However, I have observed many types of female psychopaths during my research. Jane Sawh, as I refer to these females, can do as much harm as the male psychopath. Jane Doe is your normal female, the human we are familiar with, whether she is good or bad. Jane's psychopath, Jane Sawh, is the evil expletive that hides in the shadows, only revealing her fangs once she has you cornered and is ready to feed. She gets off on your fear and pain. The moral of the story is everyone is waiting for Big Brother, but no one is ready for Big Sister. This article continued the mass quarantine article's discussion about a machine-operated society. It showed how a machine-operated society can lead to a machine-operated mind and body. It is less alarming when mechanical control is over the external environment than when it is over an individual's internal environment. That could be how it eases in. First, completely under the user's control and offering a convenience. Once accepted, it slowly starts to take over the user without being too obvious. Before you know it, we are all human batteries soaking in some kind of saline solution while mentally living in a virtual world like in the Matrix because the computers have used up all the natural resources and are using human bodies to generate energy. Okay, maybe that's taking it too far. Or is it?